Rape is a traumatic event. It's even worse when no one believes you. Detective Anthony Leacock, from the very first meeting, made it clear that he didn't believe that I was raped.
I'm going to be frankly honest with you because I'm struggling at the moment. I mean, we want to believe, I believe that this happened, but what is going to happen is that I'm going to submit these. Right. And then I'm going to be questionable, and because then I have to write.
Things I'm giving you what you need to prove the case.
I know what you're saying to me, but the hospital is saying to me that there was someone outside your room the entire night. I saw where the room is. Nobody came into your room.
How do you know if there was no camera?
Yeah, but the hospital staff is saying to me that they won't come into your room.
I'm accusing one of them.
I know you are.
Daniel, what's happening is that I've been to the hospital a couple of times.
Right.
And I've interviewed majority of the staff members that were on duty that night.
Yes.
And what they're saying is that nothing's happened. Is that because from looking at your records, you were on a constant watch.
Yep, so 1-to-1, yes.
Someone was sitting outside your room all the time. Your room, from right opposite being right opposite the nurse's station where your room was, it was almost impossible for anyone to go into your room and anything like that to happen to you without anybody seeing, because you were on constant watch.
I've informed you. I was knocked out. They gave me 2 pills. I was dragged to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Right. Did you manage to get a copy of that video recording?
No, because by then it's gone.
Right. So when did you ask for it?
I looked into it, Daniel, and what the hospital staff is saying to me is that you weren't dragged to the kitchen.
Right.
You weren't dragged to the kitchen.
So I wasn't taken to the kitchen to get given the pills.
But that's not what I was told. The doctor that examined you at the hospital, when you went to the hospital
to UCH.
I'm not at my desk, so I don't have all the notes.
Okay. Now. Right. The doctor examined me that said they sent me to the Havens on the 9th of December.
Right. As far as I'm aware, I'm not sure if the doctor sent you to the Haven. I wasn't told that.
I told you that. I informed you that, sir.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, the doctor didn't tell me that you were sent to the Haven.
Right.
You were examined by a female doctor, weren't you?
Yes, I was, and she gave me a letter that I was assaulted. She proved it. She examined me, and she suggested I go to the Haven. And I had a friend with me at the time that will verify that. Also, a video recording of the actual examination.
You have a recording of the actual.
I told you at the time. I informed you. I had all the video recordings.
Yeah, I know you did. You did say to me, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Should I suggest you go back to your desk and give me a call back, because I gave you the doctor's report on the 9th of December.
I know you did. Yeah.
Right. And the doctor who examined me, right? I have a recording of the whole physical examination. As well as when she told me to go to the Havens, when she gave me a handwritten note saying to go to the Havens at Paddington, which I immediately did. Right. Then on the.
And have you got this handwritten note?
Yes, I have everything. I'll give you a copy of it. I'll give you a copy of the letter I was.
No, you gave me a copy of the letter of what the doctor found when she examined you. You didn't give me a copy of a handwritten note with her sending you to the Haven.
Right, with the Haven addresses. Okay, should I just give you the video? Would that be enough?
I wouldn't know, Daniel. I wouldn't need to see the video.
So you really haven't done much work on it then, sir?
No, they haven't. I have done quite a bit. But what we're coming up with, Daniel, is that the hospital is saying that it was impossible, almost impossible for anything that you're reporting to happen to you.
So for a member of staff to come into my room is an impossibility.
Daniel, it's not for a member of staff to come into your room. For a member of staff, for anyone to come into your room and commit the acts that you said have happened to you.
Right. But can I just interrupt you one second? It's not the act I'm saying happened to me at the time. It was verified by physical examination when I was taken to the UCH on the 9th when I went to myself, and when I was staying at the UCH for 2 days on the 13th and the 12th, 13th and the 13th, a doctor examined me, and there's a note I gave you that says how it was too sore to even do a proctal exam at the time, right? Because there was physical tears, physical damage. They couldn't do any like proctal exam because there was too much damage. So what you're telling me is you're taking the word of the people I'm accusing over the physical and the doctor's evidence that I have. But I'm accusing the nurses. Don't you understand this? I'm telling you.
You're accusing the nurses. But what I'm saying to you, Daniel, that they would, even if one particular nurse, male nurse, or was supposed to go into your room, and did something like that, someone would have seen something because the door to your room is always open. So you weren't dragged off to the kitchen like you said you were.
So you never checked the camera at the time when I asked you?
Pardon?
When I told you, you never actually got the camera footage. Is that when I requested?
The footage would have been gone. Was gone, Daniel.
So when did you request for that footage, if you don't mind me asking? What date was that?
I can't recall because I don't have the details in front of me.
Right, okay, I suggest you call me back when you're in front of your desk.
Well, why don't I give you my email address?
Right, I'll take your email address, sir. Okay.
Huh?
I'll take your email address. That's not a problem.
I give you my email address and you send me what you've got.
So do you remember when you said you couldn't have been raped because you weren't in that hospital? Do you remember that?
That would have been that. If I said that, it would have been me saying to you it could not have happened at that hospital.
Okay.
Because you were in two hospitals, and at that time I didn't know you were in two different hospitals.
Called a SOIT officer in London, a sexually offence investigative trained officer, technique trained officer. They are assigned to that victim and will remain with that victim throughout. So they are there to gather the best evidence from the victim. They will take a detailed account of what's happened.
In the 15th month of the rape investigation, there was no SOET officer assigned to my case. After the initial meeting with Detective Anthony Leacock, it was 11 months later when I saw him again to take my statement. So these officers, are they assigned to all the rape victims?
So
the SOET officers?
Yes, but a SOET officer will always be assigned to a rape victim.
Taking my statement was a palaver on its own. It's like, first you booked someone, then you couldn't take it, then you can book it again because the woman was sick, then it was back and forth. Then I eventually just wrote down an email and gave it to you as a statement, just to cut the whole thing short.
That was by your choice.
Because it's the victim, yes. It's
So
not.
the
It's not
victim-
hard. We wouldn't leave it 6
So we
months.
would
No.
want to get...
There's no set time.
Oh yeah, you told me
to
that
do.
already, yes.
Right, okay.
So there's no set time to take statements.
I mean, ideally, it's within sort of the first couple of days or within the day. A lot of it depends on whether we've got someone in custody as well and the urgency that's required. But we try and work at the time frame of that victim and how how prepared they are to give that account.
So it's not going to be like a month or 2 months or 6 months or a year.
It could be if it takes a victim that long to be prepared to sit down and do that statement. But normally it's within the first couple of days.
Detective Anthony Leacock, over a 15-month investigation, spoke to a total of 6 people, and only one from the night of the incident. 15 months for someone to wait, for you to talk to 5 people. 15 months. Is that reasonable or not reasonable? It's a simple question. Is it reasonable or not reasonable?
It's not unreasonable.
It might take a while for us to get some forensic results. We might have to make 1 or 2 submissions potentially to a laboratory to get more evidence. So it is difficult to tell. It really is on an individual case, but each case we will deal with as expediently as possible. These investigations are confidential, as are any crime investigations, and we wouldn't discuss them unless there's an immediate risk to someone else and we have to consider that, or there may be circumstances when a judge asks us for information.
But you told him you closed the case because of non-evidence. Isn't there a data protection?
Ian knew before he spoke to me that your case had been closed.
Before he spoke to you?
How
did you know? Can you explain how he knew that?
I don't know. I do not know.
Because he told me, you told him.
I think the email between me and him was he understand that the investigation had been closed. And I said yes. There's nothing.
Right. Okay.
There's nothing surrounding data protection.
Oh, there isn't.
No.
There isn't. Okay,
No,
that's
because
perfect.
I did not discuss your case with him. I did not discuss the contents of your case with him. Simple question: is it closed? You understand it's closed? Yes, it's closed.
I've also exchanged some correspondence with the police who investigated the matter, and they've told me that there's no case to answer. And police are telling me that there's no evidence.
From a police perspective, that these are private conversations and that are there just for the investigation.